We're going to start off with lipids and their metabolism. So things you are supposed to be already knowing about lipids are, first of all, they are an alternate fuel to carbohydrates. When you're low on carbohydrates, you start using lipids for your energy source. And secondly, uh, they serve as building blocks for certain substances in our body like vitamin D, and then steroid hormones, and there are certain compounds called eicosanoids, or they're your prostaglandins, your leukotrienes, thromboxanes. All of them are going to come from lipids. And another function is as they help in maintenance of internal heat. Uh, they they resist the changes of temperature of cold or warmth, and act as a thermal insulator in our body, and they in some cases help as emulsification agents. So those are the basic things you need to know about lipids. Now going into biochemistry of lipids, you need to know how they are classified. They're classified into simple, complex and derived lipids. So simple lipids are simply long chain carbon compounds combined with glycerol, which is an alcohol. Okay, so long chain carbon compounds are fatty acids, and the alcohol compound is glycerol. So fatty acids plus glycerol is a simple lipid. It has only carbon and alcohol, carbon compounds and alcohol. So moving on to complex lipids. Complex lipids have, they are simple lipids except they have a functional group like phosphate or sulfate or a glucose or a protein group attached to them. So they are different, they have different properties. So they are further classified into phospholipids, glycolipids, sulfolipids and lipoproteins. Certain books classify them as glycolipids and non-glycolipids, putting all the three together. So anyway, they're the same thing. And examples of phospholipids are lecithin, cephalin, plasmalogen, and sphingomyelin. And glycolipid is further classified into cerebrosides and gangliosides. Now, it's very important to take note over here because classification of lipids is a very important question usually asked in many uh, universities. Moving on to derived lipids, they are obtained from lipids. So you break apart this fatty acid in glycerol, you will have a fatty acid part, right? That is a derived lipid. So a standalone fatty acid is known as a derived lipid, and steroids which are obtained from fatty acids are derived lipids. So this is the introduction to lipids and their classification, which you need to know. Moving on to the metabolism of lipids. So I put up a diagram from Harper over here, and this is the you should be knowing that that is the glycolysis pathway moving into the citric acid cycle. So we are going to start with acetyl CoA over here. Acetyl CoA is going to come from pyruvate. Okay, pyruvate D. It's going to come to from pyruvate in within the mitochondria. But fatty acid synthesis is going to happen in the cytoplasm. So acetate comes out via a special mechanism over here known as malate citrate shuttle, or it's like there's an enzyme which produces NADPH over here, and they exchange citrate, and they make sure acetyl CoA comes out for fatty acid synthesis. Okay, so as soon as acetyl CoA comes out, it has been used to make palmitate, which is a long chain carbon compound, which is a fatty acid. Okay, so like I said in my previous videos, carbon is the source of energy, and if you're going to store short amounts of carbon, it's going to happen in short chains, which are glycogen, but extremely long chains and complicated structures are going to be your fats. Okay, so let's go into fatty acid synthesis. Fatty acid synthesis is a very complex process involving some 14-15 steps, but I'll be telling you about the most important one, which is the first step. First step consists of two mini steps. Okay, I'm going to put this as mini steps. First is there's going to be carboxylation of biotin, followed by malonyl CoA formation. Malonyl CoA is like a primer to which you're going to keep adding carbons and make it into a long chain fatty acid. So first you're going to make malonyl CoA, which is a primer, and you should know that fat synthesis happens from scratch, okay, in our body from acetyl CoA. So malonyl CoA is formed, and you're going to take a carbon from acyl CoA and go through this fatty acid synthase complex, which has activity of 7 enzymes. I'm not going to cover all of that because the video will become too long. But it undergoes all of this and is going to form acyl CoA. It's going to keep adding carbons to it finally to become palmitate. So that's all about fatty acid classification and fatty acid synthesis. Thank you.